4, 3,
Trace.
2,
Dos. Uno.
1.
Scatto.
Wildly Uninteresting podcast. Welcome to episode 51 of the Wildly Uninteresting podcast.
You can go ahead and excuse yourself.
I haven't been coughing, and then I get over here.
It's probably the cats, because we have so many.
You don't talk that much like when you're at your house by yourself, right? So maybe,
true.
Unless you do a lot of talking to yourself. And I can understand
I
that.
don't know, sometimes I do.
Do a little chit chat with you.
Hey, cat, talk to me about stuff. I keep rolling over on him while I'm sleeping.
What, your cat?
Aww.
It's not my cat. I just live with him.
The cat?
Yeah.
House cat?
House cat.
Roommate gato.
That's we have a cat that introduced itself to us and then made his way. It's funny how pets do that. I think pets do that shit on purpose, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they know.
She knew what was going on. She's like, I will win these people's hearts
Win them over.
Yeah.
I will live with them, and I will have friend cats and an enemy cat.
Enemy cats. Yeah, man. But it's funny how you turn into pet people when you don't start off that way. Like, I'm not a pet person. I hate pets. But I have 3 cats.
Really disappointing, because I love kitty cats. I'd have 100 if I
could. What is it about humans that we love, like animal? I don't know. We love domesticating them. We love people even have tigers as pets. What is that fascination with making a thing a pet?
You want to be the king of the kingdom.
Is it because?
I think it's because they're fluffy.
Is it because we don't have any other control in our life, so we're like, we're gonna control the shit out of this animal?
That's because they're fluffy.
Yeah, I'd say that's part of it, but I mean, they are fluffy.
Fluffy and control.
Except the iguanas, but they usually don't fight it too much.
Iguanas are awesome.
Oh, you want me to go in that cage? All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because when it shits and then you like beat I always feel bad for beating something that's really doing what a wild animal does.
First off, you don't beat them.
I don't beat them. No.
So don't say that, because if you beat them, you should feel horrible.
I mean, I don't beat them.
How dare you poop?
I feel like even displaying a little bit of whatever, retribution, whatever it's called. Even the tad bit of that, you're 10 times bigger than this animal. Say it's a cat, not a dog. I mean, how helpless does that cat feel? Like, you're just like, get over here, you pee-peed in the potty, the wrong potty.
And then it joins the Lin Kuei and vows revenge and comes for you.
Reads the art of war and is like, I'm going to take over.
Yes. I know. I always feel bad. Like, if the chainsaw peed on the carpet and like spanked her butt, I just it's a tap. Like, it's not anything. But afterwards, I felt so bad. Just completely guilty.
Yeah.
It didn't even hurt her.
I had a dream one time that I was the cat in that position, and after that, I swear I didn't raise another hand to the animal like that. I would talk to it and be like, "You bad thing, you." You
bad thing.
But I wouldn't raise a hand to it because I felt that fear that an animal had, like a smaller animal, that fear, because they don't view it as, oh, you're whipping me because I did something wrong. Yeah. They view it as an attack on their
what the
person.
Fuck? You're attacking me out of nowhere. I thought we were cool.
They
were
like,
cool.
What is going on? And then they go hide and stuff. That's a reaction that they get from, like, that's what they would do in the wild if something was truly trying to kill them. You know, it's weird.
But Tech, I don't bother. Because, I mean, the only thing really that he does is he'll puke places.
Oh, I know. Don't you
hate that? If I find him puking, I'll just pick him up, chuck him into the kitchen, and call it a day.
I tried to take off running with one of our cats the other day because it was puking, and I slipped and fell. But I had the cat out like a football over the goal line, and I made it onto the linoleum.
But he did. He was like this, and he went down, and the cat didn't get hurt. Puked on the linoleum. I mean,
I
everything.
Scored big time.
I kind of pictured it like you get it over it, and you're just kind of laying there still, and it gets like a.
Yep.
Right at the last second. So, all the craziness going on, I did read an article that was some good news and not so much about the whole virus and all that stuff. I read an article that was saying that in the short amount of time that people have been doing their own thing, quarantine, if you will. I don't feel like we're truly quarantined. I think people like using that on Facebook, and they think they're funny when they're saying it. Because there's a
Like
difference
things
between
are so bad here. Like
Yeah.
you can still go places.
there's a big difference between, hey, you might not want to go around people, and quarantine. Trust that.
Trust that. Yeah, I saw the video of like the dude in China or whatever that was quarantined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
But like they kept leaving their apartment or whatnot, and then like people in the suits came in and just dragged them out. They're like, "You're fucking coming with us."
They tackle them. But in the short amount of time that we've been spending more time inside, apparently they're like dolphins are coming closer to shores. The canals in Italy have become clear, where before they were murky and dirty and all that. They're clear now.
Yeah.
A bunch of different deer are what would you call it, like roaming free and not hiding and all that. Like the earth seems to be, in the short amount of couple of days that this has been going on, it seemed to be getting a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like things are brightening up on the earth side.
It
I don't
just
know how to
goes
say that.
to show that we're overpopulated, and that's what's going on. Like that's the problem.
Well,
If we could just cut us in half.
I don't know if I don't know. You don't have your laptop, but I don't know if it was real or what. But they did this where there was a shortage of water in some village or some country or whatever shortage. They had like a day zero, the last day that you would be able to get water.
yeah.
Remember? So what they did was they issued this list of things to conserve, and they would only give out a certain amount of water, and you had to make it last. And sure enough, like every day they gained a day on their 0 day, right? So they gained the last day you get water, and they kept going. Then it turned into months. Like we would have water for months, and then it turned into years, and then it turned in indefinitely, because all they were doing was telling them to use the water smarter. And not just like we do. We, flush shit with our water. I let the water run while I'm brushing my teeth, which is horrible. Yeah. I try to do better with that, but it's one of those things you don't think about until something like this happens, and you're like, man, I'm a shitty person.
Yeah, you think, oh, I've got water forever.
Forever.
It just comes out of this thing. I just turn the shit, and here it is.
And I complain there's too much fluoride in it. Like, some people don't have any water.
Be happy about that free fluoride.
Some free-ass fluoride, bro.
I don't know how I'd be able to find that, but I do remember. I feel like it was Rio. I
it was
remember
Rio,
discussing it before. But yeah, it goes to show though, like if you make changes, things will improve, but people don't want to. I mean, and I'm one of those people. I don't want to change the shit that I do.
Right.
I do it for a reason.
Yeah, I just want everybody else to change.
That's something that we're really good at. I'm awesome at it. Like looking at other people, like you should do this and you should, and then like complaining and having an opinion about what they should do. And then when I look at myself, I'm like, what an asshole. Dude.
It would be kind of fun to run like a simulation where you have like 1,000 people around you that behave exactly as you do.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you could see like a bigger,
I've always tried to do that. Like when I'm walking past a mirror or something, it blows me. Like I see you, I see your whole person, right? From head to toe. I see your mannerisms, the way you talk, the way you interact, right? But the only thing that I know of myself is my nose, my arms, the stuff that I can see in front of me.
Yeah.
And I've always wondered, well, like what I wish that I could spend a day like in Sarah's body, not to flick my bean or anything, but to look back at myself and be like, like who am I in somebody else's eyes?
I feel like it would be good to know what periods are like, though.
Oh yeah.
That way you could just kind of rein it in and say, okay, look, I know what you feel.
Yeah.
That doesn't excuse this.
Yeah.
But it does excuse this.
If he experienced my period, he'd be like, man, I should be even nicer. He's already incredibly understanding. And
Yeah, man. I just feel like we're heading in a good direction. I think this is a big eye opener for people. And I do like the fact that the gougers, not the gougers, people that try to capitalize on the shortage of food and toilet
They're
paper.
essentially gougers.
Yeah, they're trying to like return the stuff because now they've been called out for it. And I think that not made a law against it, but,
But
went after
police,
those people.
yeah, they crack down on it. If you
Yeah.
see anything on the internet and you call the cops, they'll do what needs to be done.
Yeah. They're
It's
going
awesome.
and raid them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I saw a thing. It was an 8-pack, I guess, of toilet paper, Sherman,
Yeah.
on eBay for $99.95. It was one of the big ones, but so it was like I think it ended up being like 48 rolls, but it was $100. It's no longer there. I'll tell you that.
You know how glad I am though that they're cracking at, because like that is okay. That's capitalism, right? In its purest form, right? They
It's
get it.
bullshit,
because-
is what
I know
that
it's,
is.
it's its most toxic form.
Yeah.
supply demand.
Which is weird.
You don't have it, I do. I'm going to get all of it and put a monopoly on it, and then you have to buy from me, right? It's the same thing, and now like people are mad. I get it, and the vultures come out when something's dying, but
Yeah.
you know what? Like you're gonna, if there's a hell, I wish there was for people like that, you know. But oh well, let them do what they're
Oh
doing.
well.
I'll take a shower every time I have to shit, or wipe it
Whatever.
with a tree
I don't want to
branch.
do that. I don't at all. I want to be able to wipe my ass, and I'm on my period, so I want to be able to clean my vagina
Vagina.
as I need
Be
to.
able to dab up.
Yeah. I don't want to have to worry, am I going to run out of toilet paper while this is happening
Yeah.
at all?
Yeah, it's a weird one. Or you could always rub it on the carpet like a dog or a cat
Yeah.
just scoot across the
I
carpet.
went through all the different things. I bought napkins as well, just in case. I was like, there's...
Oh yeah, I've seen that. We got a bunch of napkins.
Yeah, if nothing else, you
figure-
just throw them in the garbage.
Yeah, they're softer than paper towels.
Hell yeah.
And
That rough shit.
it would be horrible.
God.
But
No.
what happens though when you have to, which you're not the type to do it. I feel like I could adapt a little more than you, but like if you really had to rough it,
Yeah.
rough it, you wouldn't have a good time at all.
It would certainly depend, like, in what areas, because there's quite a bit of stuff I wouldn't care, but there are some things like, running water and toilet paper and paper towels. I need those things. I use them all the time. Like, I could adjust, but it would be not fun.
Not fun.
But I'm also spoiled, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
don't wanna
feel
have to
like
do
we
it.
all are, and it puts it in perspective when something like this happens,
Mm-hmm.
how spoiled we are. Even if you don't have a lot. Okay, so say you live in Portland, which is the poor part of town, right? And you live on Section 8 and you just make enough to get by. But that getting by equals AC, running water,
Right.
garbage. Oh, yeah.
He was trying to be quiet about it.
That's in a way that you may feel like you have it bad, but that is spoiled.
It
A lot of people
definitely
ain't got
is.
shit.
No.
I think if it all like fully goes down, like I'll inevitably die.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it'd be okay. It's just trying to maintain the balance between like society and the wild.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like, okay, well I could do this, but then it's gonna affect my trajectory in this career-based world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then if I just embrace this, then
You're doing it.
I'm all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm out here living among the trees with the raccoons and shit.
I think that would be the hardest part, is like reassessing the way you feel about the world. So you'd have to put yourself in the mentality of money is not a thing, a career is not a thing, none of that. The only thing is to survive and
Right.
be. Like that would be
I
easier.
feel like I would just constantly be looking for sunrises and sunsets. Mm-hmm. And then hunkering down in a tree or something. I guess hunkering up.
Yeah.
Hunkering
Hunkering
up
up
in
in
a
a tree. I think if
You all in these rappers.
I barely made any sound at all.
I'm loud.
Yeah. But I barely made any noise. I think, though, it would certainly depend on the level of extremity whenever it came to, I guess, how it progressed. So if just there was no AC, no anything, no running water, no nothing, I feel like I would have a bit better time than if there just wasn't one thing. Like, because, oh, okay, cool. Now I know I have to completely adapt. I don't have an option. But, oh, there's just no running water. is irritating because now every time I
Yeah.
do this number, nothing comes out of it.
See, it's like if it's raining, you know, and like you get completely soaked, you're like,
Yeah.
fuck it, I'm embracing it.
Yeah.
But like if you spill water on your pants, you're like,
oh, forget about
God."
it. Yeah.
It's exactly the same, though. You're right. When you're fully engulfed in it, it's different than having to deal with it here and there. Like
Thanks.
every now and then, like our septic, you'll be able to smell it when it rains.
Yeah.
Like for 5-6 days straight, which doesn't happen like all the time, but it's like once or twice.
Yeah, just every once in a while.
Out of 6 months or a year.
But when it does,
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
man. It makes me want to just like rip out all the walls and redo all the piping and all that.
Right
But
then.
then the next day comes and it's gone, and I'm like, I'll get to it later. Knowing I'm never going to, until it happens again. So,
This
And
is a
get
job
just
for-
furious.
yeah.
Adam.
That's I'll put that on the list to do for later. But it's funny how those things, and I say that I'd be fine, but who's to say that if the water stopped running, or the AC for that matter, how pissed off I would be that I couldn't go to sleep, you know. But I guess you could. When I went to prison, I told you that it's
Yeah.
so insane to me what a human can adapt to,
Yeah.
because I feel like those are terrible living conditions. Other than the fact they give you a bed and food and all that, they're terrible living conditions.
Right.
And then people are always fighting for no reason and screwing each other, literally. And it's like, you know, but you get used to it after a while. You wake up day in and day out, and you're like, oh, this is life.
Yeah.
And
You
then
don't
one
even
day it
think
won't
about
be.
it anymore.
Yeah, you don't think about it. So I feel like if we had to, you know, dig a pump out back to get the water out and all that, like, it would just,
Yeah,
that's what would happen.
that's what we would
We'd
do.
figure it out.
I would
Figure it
definitely
out.
be happy that I don't have to shower a whole lot.
I'd be so bummed out.
I'd be thrilled.
I did think about that, though. You're talking about like careers don't matter and like they just have to put a halt on all mortgages until people can, and then try to live off the land and like build a cistern on the roof so
fuck
that
is
we would
that?
still, so a housing of water
You're
pretty
dead.
much. And, and the sun in the afternoon would heat that bucket of water up, which would be a tub of water, right? And then you could hook it to your faucet system and turn it on and off, and you would still have that little bit of pressure. You'd still have like a shower deal because of the gravity. But it would collect rainwater, and you just wash off with rainwater and stuff like that. And then you could, what is it called? Filter it, and you could actually drink it. You know? But
All right, well, when it goes down, I'll see you guys.
yeah,
Yeah, just come over.
it just makes me think of like all the little contraptions I can. That's fun to me. Like I
Yeah.
didn't have to worry about going to work and making money. I could just sit at home making
Yeah, we
contraptions all
could
day.
do
What?
all kinds of shit. It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You worry about like eating or finding something or growing something, and I'll just worry about making stuff to make life easier. But then, you know what would happen though? We would start the cycle over, right? So I would make that cistern, and then I would find people to barter with. I'm like, I made these. Let me barter with you and get all your
Let me
money.
have a
and
loaf
then,
of bread.
yeah,
Yeah.
And then I'd be the guy with all the bread, and then I'd be like the king, and then I'd be like, you all owe me taxes, and then we'd just be back in the same situation.
Let's just go ahead and agree that if this situation ever arises and we are like king of the area, we don't do taxes.
Oh,
Let's leave taxes out of it.
Yeah.
It's like that Rick and Morty where they were like, well, what are we going to do? And they were like, created the same system that just took them
Yes.
down.
You could do the thing where you like you kind of get your people together and you're like, all right, guys, we need a bridge. We don't have taxes, so make your contributions and we'll build it. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, well, we didn't get enough to build the bridge, but we're keeping your money.
We have half a bridge and I have all your money. Thank you.
Half a bridge.
Yeah.
Does it piss you off? Does it not piss you off that they create a toll bridge to pay for a bridge? And then knowing that it's already, like, if you add up the number of cars that go over there in the trucks and then do the math on it, like they've paid for it 5 times over, but they're still got the toll bridge. Like, what for?
That's it. Yeah, that's irritating. It kind of makes me want to blow it up.
Doesn't
But I
it, though? Yeah. It makes you, it's just or cover up the cameras for that matter for a day. Gotcha. And then cross it 5 times. Like, I get mine in. But it just it makes you want to lose your mind.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do when you live in a system that oppresses everybody in the system except for the people at the top. Like, what do you do? Like, because they can
Either
silence
rise up
you.
or nothing.
Yeah.
Yup.
See, but it would take a
Take the
movement
power
like
back.
Mm-hmm.
it would take a movement like this where people's money didn't put them higher up on a shelf, right? So that they were like, oh shit, we're all equal and on common ground. We just now realize that. Let's band together and fight the system.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it will, because people are just too comfortable. They just get to know, just so comfortable.
Well, I mean, there would have to be people at the top that are so much smarter and better at controlling resources. Is the idea of you having your little
Rise up
rooftop bathtub or whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck is that?
I like that idea.
I feel like we're relatively, level in things of life, but you're clearly going to be my master whenever it hits.
Only if you let them.
Only if you let me. Only. Can never take your mind from you, bro.
That's right.
It's something else. They give you this book, right?
I know. That's
When
what
you
I
go to
did.
prison, and it says free on the inside, and it has this guy in chains, and then like the chains are broken, right? And it says free on the inside. And not really realizing when you're in there and you see all these bars, and you're like, I'm not free for shit. But when you really think about it, you are completely free in your mind. You could be a quadriplegic and live in your mind. And you can go anywhere in your mind. And you can read anything and go and do all in your mind. You don't have to have shit. You don't have to have shit. But you know what's funny? I told her this the other day, and the more I thought about it, the more true it became. I guarantee there's going to be a lot of divorces that come from this quarantine.
Oh, yeah.
Because so many husbands and wives that usually do everything they can to stay away from each other and barely raise kids, now they're stuck.
Now
Dude can't even make it to the corner bar.
Yeah, can't.
now the
Cheers is closed.
cheers. The salons, that's what I was trying to think of. The salons are closed, and all we're gonna go bowling. They're closed. Bowling alleys closed. Can't go.
There's a lot of people in our lives that make fun of us for spending so much time together. And whether it's good or bad, we don't know yet. Right now, it's good. It could be bad later.
I think
Who
it's
knows?
fine.
But we're used to it, and not only that,
We
but-
also like each other, so
well,
that helps.
kind of.
That helps.
And then
I like you more than you like me.
the conversation in our relationship when we were first getting together, because I was locked up and that's all we had. I can talk to her where most husbands and wives pretty much hate each other. They're
Yeah.
like, get the hell away from me.
At least half
Go
of
take care
them.
of the kid.
At least.
At least half. The other half just going through the motions.
It'll be
What? How dare you?
There's
it'll
like
be
a small percentage that actually found that
Like
one.
17%.
I think
yeah,
17.
small
I think 17 is high.
percentage.
Yeah, I know.
I feel
but
like 1%. Maybe.
come on.
No, there's more than 1%.
That truly 110%. See, I'm a firm believer of the
There's
fact
there's 1% that 110% like each other.
that I'm a firm believer that that the whole love, the love that we shared in the beginning of the relationship when we were like, holy shit, I'm in love, that fades. That is an emotion that builds up on the inside. It's like, I'm so in love, I could kill you, right?
I say that's your brain's response and shit.
Yeah. But that fades. So what do you have to lean on after that feeling's gone, right? Our conversation, the fact that you let me be me. I can go and tinker with stuff, or we could start like you let me be me. And one day I'm like on point, and the other day I want to kill myself. Like, you know this, but other people don't,
Yeah.
Right.
And it's so what do you have to hang on to after love is gone? And I feel like your conversation and the things you do together
Right.
and how you coexist.
And say all the stuff that you built up during that time that you're all what's the shit that's
It's like
Really?
Lasers.
yes,
Oh.
lasers.
it's like a wave that it comes
Serotonin.
on strong, and you have to ride it
Dopamine.
out until you reach the shore.
Is it an N-word?
and then you can hang out.
Norepinephrine.
But
I can't think of what it's called. What's the stuff that's produced whenever
Like when you
you're
hug
like
and shit?
lovey
Oh, I don't know.
dovey? Yeah.
you have the phone. You're the looker upper.
I'm trying to think of the word because I know it though. It sucks.
I wouldn't do that.
Aw.
Oh,
But yeah, all that stuff that you build up during that time is
Yeah.
is what you have.
You
and
ride that wave out.
if you
No,
only
you gotta look it up. I want to know.
Okay.
I need to know.
But that's
I mean, I have a phone too, but
it's that
you're on
it's
phone duty.
that I feel like it fades substantially quick. I mean, in comparison to say a 40-year marriage, right? I feel like it fades very quickly.
It fades quickly compared to 40
Oxytocin.
years.
Damn it.
Oxytocin did not
Damn
start
it.
with
Told
an
you it
N.
started with an N.
A silent N.
but
No,
that,
oxytocin.
yes. But no, that's what there are some people who their relationship at the beginning is just sex, and then they a lot of times people get pregnant,
Yeah.
and then they have to raise a child with the person that they wanted to have sex with because the oxytocin was flooding their brain, and now the oxytocin's gone.
Yeah.
They don't want to have sex with them, and they have a baby.
Yeah.
I'll say too
Enjoy.
though that like there's a lot of times
It's like you looked
That I
at
get
it,
up
you
and
looked
get the
away, and then
camera.
bam. Huh?
He knew.
Yeah. Sorry, I was talking over you in your last.
no,
words.
I was just mocking myself.
Oh.
I
But
want to touch your glasses.
I'll say that there's things in life, there's things that like I learn about you during the course of that bring that feeling back up, right?
For sure.
So it's not all the time. It's like a picture, right? You only get the happy times in a picture. You don't take a picture of the shitty times and times you're pissed off at each other, times you're
I
annoyed.
love those.
You don't take pictures. Most people don't.
like
You
crying,
might.
and I'm like,
I was like,
Come
yeah.
in.
So yeah, Kayla was sitting around on the couch the other day. And she looked miserable.
Got her.
I love it.
But that's people don't take pictures, so it's the same deal, right? So you have little spurts of that, and then you hang on to that. And whenever like I'm at my lowest of lows,
Right.
all I got to do is think about the wedding day because it was by far the happiest day.
Yeah.
So you have to hang
It
on
was
to
a
things
great
like
day.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or it's just gonna fade, and then you're just gonna be in each other's space.
That's
And
what
terrible.
I was getting our wedding pictures developed, or mine have not even been then, but Tammy said, she was like, why is she even gonna do that? She's never gonna look at them again. Oh, poor thing. I want to give her a
So
hug.
angry.
Oh. But yeah, she just couldn't understand why would I ever,
A lot of people don't, man.
because we'll never look at them. We look at them still today.
A lot of people hold each other up to try to get them to. It's almost like I have something on the underline. So I want you to succeed, and I'm going to build you up so that I don't have to do anything in life, right?
Right.
So I can just chill out. There's a lot of wives that do that mostly, but there's a lot of
Little
dudes that
bitches.
do it nowadays
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And they treat, they just build them up so that they can take care of them. They don't have to do anything. So ulterior motives is what I was thinking of. And that's a shitty way to be too, when all you are materialistic. So if things crash around us right now in this whole thing, I feel like the things that we do and can do would hold us up to where other people were like,
Right.
without the material thing, without the job, without the money, without the paycheck, without the
Without the
Gucci bag, what am I gonna do?
bag.
Yeah.
Gucci bag. What are they gonna do? You just they lose all hope. Like imagine if this carries on, right? And there's nothing. And
As
then
in like you and
electricity
I,
goes
or
out. No.
oh, okay.
This whole quarantine thing and stuff like that. Imagine if that keeps
Can we
going
call it
on.
isolation?
Yeah, I'd rather do that. I'm
Well,
down
it's not
with that.
even isolation. It's just like shit's shutting down.
Well, yeah. But
Yeah.
it's just every time he says quarantine, I hear the
hate
Phantom
it.
Planet song in my head. Quarantine! Quarantine!
I'll do isolation.
Uh,
I'll do isolation for sure.
Next time, don't yell into your
If you don't yell
microphone.
that, no. But imagine if that keeps going on, and then the people that are all about.
yeah.
You done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The people that are all about materialistic things and the paycheck and being higher on the social ladder and all that, like, what are they gonna do? They probably just kill themselves, right? Or they probably
Yeah.
should, right?
Oh, yeah. But they might also just have like a really deep, dark, like personal exploration that's like forced on them. And
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that.
Oh, that's what I told her. I said if it really came down to, there's so many people that I pass during the day and they talk to, I do work for, that I'm like, if only I could dose you with a high amount of mushrooms without you knowing it, and have this big spiritual thing, and realize how stupid you are and how self-centered. That would be magical, watching somebody go through that, like watching them freak out.
Maybe one day
Maybe.
it'll be awesome.
Yeah, that day is not today. But
One day when
No.
Adam's master
yeah.
will be.
When he runs the water.
What about, you know what else kills me? What about people who, right, on Facebook and stuff,
Yes.
they'll be
Is that
like,
right with an R or a W?
they'll be like taking care of a sick kid, and they're like taking a picture, and they're like kissing the baby on the forehead,
When
right?
does this happen?
It happens all the time. They're kissing, and the
I
baby's
wish there was a
sick.
camera here to
And they're
just
like-
get that.
The headline is like, taking care of my sick baby. Just like who took the picture? You
Yeah.
took the picture.
Why'd you let
Baby.
it get sick to begin with?
Do you
you
want
shitty
somebody
parent?
to pat you on the back?
I like this.
Yeah. Do you want somebody to, like, come up and pat you on the back? Good job for being a mom. Shut the hell up and go
Yeah.
back to doing
I
that.
feed my kids.
They want that that commendation, that reward. They're like, look at me, and then like my shit. Like, you know what? Go suck a dick. How about that? You know? And take a picture of it and then put it online. I might look at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
But,
feel like Facebook forces us to look at other people's bullshit.
It doesn't force you to do shit. Get off the
it
fucking
does.
site.
You
It
don't
does.
have to look at Facebook at all.
Yeah, see? Listen to her.
You're wrong.
You with your
I
stupid
don't-
ass.
You know, just like I didn't know that people actually did that.
It's like you don't
Sick
know
baby.
about the guy that comes to my place at 11 a.m. and puts a gun in my face and says, "Adam, get on Facebook." Or it's fucking over.
I can't
No.
tell you about him though, because he said he'd shoot me in the face.
Yeah.
I like looking at people for the people watching aspect, right? But it
Well,
does
go to the
tear me
mall.
up. It
Yeah,
tears
go to the
me up.
mall, Adam.
I'd be bitching and complaining here the
Great.
same
Maybe
if I went
talk
to
to
the mall.
somebody on the food court about it instead of us.
Look at this person. I hate him. What do you think?
I will say, like,
Are you gonna let me have that pretzel? Where'd you get that?
I will say talking to random people has helped a whole lot, though. Like, when you talk to people, people aren't as bad as you think they are. They're actually like,
Well, it's because whenever you are looking at something, you
make
let
up your own
you let your fury run your thoughts.
yeah.
And if you hate how somebody looks, you're not coming up with, oh, well, I bet they live in a beautiful home with a nice family and just sweet as could be. No, you're like, this fat piece of shit, lazy fuck probably doesn't do
Hey.
anything all day. What, he said it like 4 times.
Yeah, but I have like a 12 handicap.
Okay.
All right. But no, I think it pisses me off when people want that comedy, or that's still all they do. So they chose, and the person I'm talking about is definitely going to know if they listen to this, who I'm talking about.
I
But
can't wait.
what they do is they're doing that because, okay, they chose to be a homemaker, right? So they're
Oh,
at
I already
home.
know who you're talking about, too.
So now they want commemoration. Now, is it commemoration?
Commendation.
Commendation. I said that right the first time.
You did.
So they want commendation for being, what they chose to be. You know what I mean? The only reason that I post things about me, and that's the real reason why I'm on there, is like I post this stuff and then the stuff about the company. The only reason I post that stuff is to get more business, to drum
about
up more
company.
business. Like, I'm working when other people aren't. Like, come pick me because I'm the only one out there, right?
You do seem happy in the picture. I
You
saw
like that?
Recently. It's good.
That's fake. You get what I'm saying?
He's miserable.
I'm miserable.
Understand? I
He
am
had a
dying
gun down
inside.
here.
That's what it goes back to my picture thing. Just making
He had
it
a
up, you know?
pocket full of drugs he was going to take to kill himself.
Kill me now.
Take a fistful of barbiturates and die in my final bath.
Yes.
I don't know. That's why I get on there. Like, I'm taking it, not because I want you to see me work. I use them as a promotional deal, right?
Right.
Not saying that I'm not saying that, I'm better than anybody. I'm just saying quit trying to get people to look at you taking care of your
Quit
kid. and
doing
shit.
what I think you're probably maybe doing.
You stupid fucking
Fistful of barbiturates. I love it.
Right? I stole it from Norm Macdonald, so
Oh, thanks,
Yeah.
Norm.
yeah.
Does it
He's the
bother you
best.
that barbiturates is pronounced barbiturates, but it's actually spelled barbiturates?
No,
It does now.
Yeah. This is how it's actually spelled.
Huh.
Yeah. Do you like that? The
Oh,
very
I know
last
how to
one.
spell.
Barbiturates.
I know.
But it's pronounced barbiturate.
A big shout out to a place that I work today. So it's right next to you, over there off Brownsboro Road in Louisville, Kentucky. So it sits on Frankfurt, but it's off Brownsboro. You can get there where the train tracks meet right there.
Yeah.
Okay, it's this place called Gallant Fox. It's a brewery, right? They started it.
Alright.
Yeah.
Hence the hat.
Yeah.
They start. It's these two buddies, right? And I guess they
Hey, buddy.
just
Hey, buddy.
brewed beer in their garage or whatever for their buddies.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
then
other
sure enough,
buddies.
it turned into like they did that, and they were doing stuff for people's parties, and then they were like, well, let's just start a company where we brew beer.
Yeah.
So now they hang out at the bar all day
Oh.
and sell the beer that they just made, right?
And then the gang gets into trouble.
And then they get into trouble. So if you have a chance, when all this is over and you need to get drunk, go there because they brew their own beer,
Hell yeah.
micro brews,
That's
all that
cool.
good stuff.
Yeah, I definitely want to go now.
Seasonals, but it's what I was saying. It's right by you, so we need to.
Yeah.
As soon as they let us out of the
I
house,
want to go now.
we can go and hang out. And they say they give me a free round, so you can pick and it's free.
Yeah.
That's sweet of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, you gotta love that when they were like, "Oh, we'll do this for you, doing this for us, right?" But then I bring 10 people with me, or 20 for that matter. Like, you said I could do this for free, bro.
It's awesome.
What's up now?
Everybody get Henny.
I'm taking your hostility to point.
Get
in
Henny.
other words,
We brew our own beer, but let's drink Hennessy.
Henny, put the Henny in the beer. Did you know 6'9" Tekashi 6'9"
Yeah.
is getting
That
out
snitch
August
fucker.
2nd, 2020.
Yeah. I knew it was coming,
It's
but
early. He got out. He's getting out early.
that's okay because then he's just gonna get murked.
That's
Are
what
you
we
sure
were
about
talking
this?
about.
We were debating.
Is do you think
Oh, okay.
that they'll actually take them out?
I think they will. They're a gang.
Well, wasn't he a part?
Yeah, but kind of like nowadays, it seems as though some people are just little bitches.
It's like a West Side Story.
Most
type
of them.
gang.
Yeah, they're gonna dance them to death.
So I know that he said he was part of
It
the.
hurts.
Is it the Trey Bloods or Trey Nine Bloods?
I don't
Trey
even
Six.
remember.
Trey
Yeah.
Trip Six.
Yeah.
That's not true.
No, it's not.
But
true.
it's something like what you're saying.
But that's it's like Trey Nine Bloods, right? So that's going against that entire gang, right? So if they let him off the hook and him gonna make, unless they extort him, then I'm okay with it. Like if they allow him to make millions,
Get extorted.
yeah, and then extort the shit out, I'm cool with that. I'd be cool with that. Then he still has to live in misery. But I feel like they should kill him, probably.
Yes.
I'm not saying that they should, but I'm kind of saying they should.
Yeah, they
you
definitely
know?
should.
But I thought you might like to hear
Because
that.
if they let him live, then it's just setting a precedent. That's cool. You could snitch. Wait a minute. Gangs aren't
Wait.
threatening anymore. They
Yeah.
won't even kill their own.
I
It's,
swear.
that's what Jim Jones was talking about. If like the people that he is surrounded by anymore, the people in his gang, is would they actually do it? Because it's like an old school philosophy is if you snitch, you're killed. It's understood that that's
Yeah.
what happens. And would the kids nowadays actually do? I say kids. I mean,
Yeah.
they're probably
They
adults,
are,
but
though.
would they actually follow through with it?
Yeah.
I hope they
9
would.
Trey Gangsta Bloods.
Oh, 9 Trey. That's right.
Gangsta Bloods.
Trey 9.
Whatever.
I had it pretty close.
Yeah, you were
But either
pretty
way it
spot
goes,
on.
like that's going against that entire gang, right? That one incident, right? Yeah. Goes against everything that they stand for. So if they don't do something, or somebody that he had snitched on, that's going to be a big slap in the face. And then they're just going to run amok. Then I'm going to join the Bloods and just,
Well, and
And
then
then run amok. And
that
then I'll turn
means-
on them.
if they don't do something in this situation, that means everyone then it's understood that we can do and say anything we want, and no one's gonna keep us in line or retaliate. So, kind of just it's about to be chaos. I
You
think
can't slap me for not passing the mustard if you didn't kill this motherfucker for snitching.
it's right. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, you're right, little dad. Shit.
oh, Dad.
Gotta start killing again.
6ix9ine's getting out early as a snitch, and Kenny Rodgers is dead.
Oh,
That's sad, man.
I don't give a shit about Kenny Rodgers.
Well, see, check this out. So you told us that. I had no clue. I like Kenny Rodgers. I'm not a fan. I've seen him one time, right? But you're telling me this. And then, so we went out the other day and we weren't aware that the food places had closed, right? And they only had like drive-through and stuff. But we don't watch the news. I don't refuse to watch it, but I kind of refuse to watch it.
We don't have television. We have Netflix and Hulu, and we
Yeah.
don't watch any kind of like live TV.
Well, and I don't even look it up because I think it perpetuates negative thoughts, right? So that's when I think I even got upset about it. I was like, I don't want to hear no more about this damn coronavirus because they just blow it up, snowball effect. And I feel like that's with pretty much everything in the news. It's not just this, it's everything.
It's everything for sure.
But that's why, like, you telling me that's a shock because we don't look up any news anymore. Like, we're just like, let it happen. If it's going to happen, happen. If we're going to die of something, we're just going to die. Like,
right?
what are you
We'll be
worried
like,
about?
what's going on?
But we don't want the loved ones down. You keep everybody alive. That's why they, like, keep old people alive. And they'll take out their eyes, give them a fake heart, fake legs, and everything. And just keep them going.
Well,
Just to drain them. Like, what? I don't get
Take
it.
out their eyes.
did you guys see Jared Leto? He was he did like a 12-day like isolation thing, but it wasn't like relating to Corona at all. Like he just did it for his own little meditative spiritual shit.
Yeah.
And he came out and everything was fucked, and he was like, I had no idea. It was like he wasn't in contact with anybody. He didn't have a phone, internet, anything. He's like, this is wild.
Yes. I'm so glad because usually I'm completely out of the loop. I'm so glad that I decided to actually read about shit because, you know, up until this point, it was just everything I heard like in passing. And I was like, what is going on? So I actually read. This is the first time I've ever read about anything, I'd say in the last probably 5 years, and actually known what the hell is happening. Because it would be wild if you had no idea.
Hell yeah.
We were talking about, you remember that game we used to play when you were young? It's called Telephone. And you'd pass something around a group of 20 people, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Well, imagine that. Like, this is a grand scale of that. So everybody I've talked to, it's like 400,000 people have died, or something like they're shipping in bullets from the whatever. Dumb stuff, right?
Shipping in bullets.
I know.
I love it.
It's dumb stuff. And that's the thing. Like, the telephone game is played out in real time. And, I mean, it's blown way out of proportion. I'm like, just shut up. Like, she looked up, like, the percentage and all that. It's not small, but it's small.
It's small enough.
It's small enough not to worry about like that.
There have been 13,000 deaths of the 306,000. Well,
That's
I would say
around the world, though, right?
307,000. Yeah, that's
in the world.
worldwide.
Yeah. Not to mention all the other deaths that happen from the flu and malaria and AIDS. And
Hey,
stuff
speaking
like
of AIDS, did
If
you
AIDS
see?
was easy to pass, though, people would freak out.
Is he like, oh shit!
Oh, shit.
I forgot. The second person has officially been cured of HIV.
Yeah, I've seen that,
Yeah.
man. What
He,
a beautiful time.
Yeah, and apparently, both of the people, one had some form. Well, they both had cancer. I'll just say that because I'm not go try and say their names.
Right.
And they had bone marrow transplants, and that's essentially what led to it. So, like the receptor that HIV gets into that helps it to duplicate itself, they have found that if it's mutated, it can't get in, so it can't duplicate itself.
Hell
So
yeah.
they're thinking that that receptor is what they're going to have to try and mutate and go from there and try to come up with a thing to cure it in everybody.
Yeah.
I will say they better get on the ball with learning how to cure infectious diseases and cure uncurable diseases, because I think we're coming up on a time where if we continue the way we live and just continue the madness, right? We're going to have to fight off a lot of these coronaviruses because we're pieces of shit who've done nothing but wreck the world, and the world is fighting back.
Like they were digging around in the Arctic Ocean and like way down deep. and they found a new species of chlamydia down there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah,
In
right.
the back of the freezer is
Well-
a new kind of chlamydia.
The
Back in
crazy
the
thing is that like usually chlamydia needs like a living host. It needs something to live off of, and
Not
this
now.
kind does not. There's nothing down there. I mean, there's like microorganisms, but there's not even a whole bunch of that where they were.
That's
and
awesome.
it is living, so they're looking to see if maybe it has something to do with like helping to sustain the environment down there, or what its role is, because why is it there? I
Yeah.
thought that was really
Maybe
neat. that
God
they-
put it there.
It's pretty interesting.
yeah.
I'd like
Hey.
to know those people.
Well, that's what
Right?
they said, like the ice caps melting, like the shelves melting off. We're releasing these ancient diseases that
Yeah.
we've never, some other stuff, like they don't even know what it is because it's been in lying wait for thousands, if not millions of years. Like,
Right.
The
just
ancient
waiting.
spirits rise again
Yeah,
as
it's-
foretold.
I guarantee you, like, you're going to find some weird shit going on in the next. But I watched a TED Talk where it was saying that pretty much coronavirus is our future. Like, pandemics are our
Yeah.
future. Like, that's what we're going to have. On top of global warming and all that, you're going to have this to fight off all the time. So you better go and strap in, you know, get a bag of popcorn and enjoy the time at home.
Right.
Because it's going to happen. But then what happens though?
Popcorn tonight.
What happens to all the mortgages and all the rent and all the, like, I can't wait till the system breaks down. Why would you loot? Like, why would, okay, so say all this happens, right? See, they're still trying to keep the system up, right? That's why they're going to give out like $1,000 checks to people and stuff. They're still trying to hold the system up, like, to still trust and believe in this system. But what if the system can't work? And
Yeah.
like, it all falls to the ground, right?
Burn it.
Because no matter what, like, yes, they want to anyway. I don't know that it's actually been definitive that they're going to give out $1,000 checks to people or not. But if that actually happens at a certain point, they're not going to have money to do that
Right.
anymore. And if no one's out there stimulating the economy and working and spending and buying, there's not going to be any money. No one's going to be able to pay taxes. No one's going to drive across the toll bridge. Like,
You know
no
what they
one's-
should do though? Like, everybody should just be like, F it, we're out of here, and like not pay none of that stuff. See, if every American just was like, yo, we're not paying because look at the condition we're in.
Because make me.
Yeah, make me. It's pretty much like that's what you should do.
Hell yeah.
The legal
that point-
precedent was set today.
Yeah.
Make me.
What are they gonna do? Is the military gonna come in and like force you to go to work and force you to pay the tax? Like, it's fake. Like, all this is it's a facade for you to believe it and trust and they can control it. And what is it for? You
Yeah.
live in an infinite universe of like. There's no reason why we should be doing this day in and day out. We should be working together to become a greater people. But no. Better build
No,
a
it's been
corporation.
proven that doesn't happen. That's why you can't buy any fucking toilet paper
Right.
right now.
Right. But and
Makes
that's
me so angry.
Can't
lot
even
of the-
shit in peace.
a lot of the people that they make fun of that live off the grid are conspiracy theorists, and that's what I told her. As much as I made fun of the Doomsday Peppers,
Yes.
they're loving it
Them
right now.
Peppers?
That's what we call them. Yeah.
I can see them in their
There's no
little
way he said that. But
Hell yeah.
in their little burnout suits, just like little peppers running around,
Oh, dude.
storing stuff up.
You know they're jacked. They're all in
pumped.
their little bug out locations.
Just like told you, I told you.
I will say I'm so mad that we didn't have like water and ammunition at
I know.
least. I'm so mad because now there's no bullets anywhere. I don't know if you've happened to look or not.
No
3 or
bullets.
4.
Nice.
Cool, that'll help.
Yeah.
But okay, so when all that goes down, right? Because they were like, well, when Katrina hit, and then all the looting, because people weren't like looting to survive; they were looting like stereo systems and TV.
Because they can, yeah.
Right. So after all that, the shock of being able to go steal a TV without getting persecuted, right? After that's done. You don't have to loot. You don't have to kill nobody. You just have to survive together. Like, is going to get, there's none of that. Like, because why steal something that's worthless? Like, well,
Right.
money can't buy it. Mm-hmm. So to hell with it, right? It's
There'll
nothing.
be those few kleptos in the world who just like
Just can't
can't
help
help
it.
themselves.
Yeah.
Like
They tell people as they're doing it, I don't want to do this. It's my condition.
It's my condition.
yes,
I don't know, man.
I love it.
I'm okay with it though. I think I'm okay with all the closings and all that stuff. I did look at it. We tried to go bowling, and I was like, a lot of people are mad, like they're pissed off that they
Yeah.
can't go do their normal routine stuff like that. And you can
Yeah.
see them all on the internet just hating life. All these stuck up bastards, just like I
That's
can't
funny.
believe I can't go to Starbucks and get my coffee, right?
Oh, dude.
But in reality, like I love seeing that.
See, that
I love
shit-
seeing them suffer.
Also, I think that it ties into like a bigger psychological issue, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's the comforts, and like they know that life is changing, and they're not cool
They
with
don't.
it.
Yeah, it's
If I
killing
wasn't
them.
so on board with like the chaos of it all,
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck
Right.
yeah, dude, everybody's losing their shit.
Yeah.
You like the
You know,
fact that it's
I-
like
Yeah.
blacked out right now.
It's like, this is cool.
I don't really ever leave the house. I mean, if I do, it's to Kroger. Like, I don't really do a whole lot anyway. So
That's what I was saying. Like we're used to doing the stuff at the house. Or,
everything we do is at the house.
I've continued my crazy driving.
Yeah.
That's been
It's
awesome, man. Like I get behind somebody, I'm like, normally I just stay behind you and go around when it's convenient, but I'm like,
I think the
I'm
good
going.
thing about
You
being
can still get shot, you know.
doesn't matter.
the good thing about being
Lawless.
an artist and a musician and that is the fact that, so say Netflix goes off and all that shit. The people who have done nothing but their career and their uppity bullshit, they're not. People are afraid to be with themselves as much as they're afraid to be with their significant other that they truly hate. They're also afraid to be with themselves. Like they can't. We can't do it, and they can't do it. But for musicians and artists and poets and writers and all that shit, we have ourselves to deal with. Like
Yeah,
we'll
just like this
I'll go play guitar.
This looks like heaven on earth.
Yeah.
Everybody's quiet. You shut the fuck up, and then do you like
I
it?
mean, I'm expected to be left alone.
Yeah.
It's always.
Now you don't want it. Like,
I was sitting here thinking, it was a couple days ago because I was thinking about the stuff we would need. 'Cause I wholeheartedly expect us to not be able to leave the house, so I want to be prepared in this house of what to do.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I was like, well, what is there to do? It's like, well, we've got painting and we've got instruments, we've got books, we've got puzzles. I was like, we are good to go. I don't need
Hell yeah.
anything.
Like, I've been this weekend. I'm in a Paul Thomas Anderson binge. It's been pretty awesome.
Hell
I
yeah.
like it. Yeah.
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 you talk about Jared Leto doing the 12 Days in Solitude. There was a guy that I had listened to, which I went back and looked at the younger him as a douchebag faggot. And now I look at him and it's like this transformation. But he did that. Like after he lost his dad and stuff, he went out for the 12-day thing. For 12 days in solitude, and he's like the first couple that he even thought about suicide. He's like, well, it's something that is a possibility at this point.
Yeah.
But learning to meditate and be with yourself and entertain your mind without having something to entertain your mind.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Oh, well.
All right.
What's that all about? Did I miss something?
No, I turned this one on, but
Are you guys getting a divorce?
But yes.
yeah.
But
God damn
you
it.
can't. You know what I mean?
yeah.
People don't like being with themselves.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it freaks
a
them
hurt,
out.
right?
As far as the timeline, I get confused.
Which I think is weird.
Sorry.
I mean,
Okay.
it kind of makes sense, but
Sorry.
at the same time, get to know yourself and just shut up.
I know.
Yeah.
Just sit back and chill. You're okay.
But how many people can you say actually? There's pretty much a lot of people that we know are gonna lose their shit. Like they
It'll
don't
be-
have the soccer games to go to or the
Just
dance
imagine,
tryouts. And,
dude, if the internet goes down,
oh shit!
can you imagine
dude.
people? It would certainly. I
shit.
think that happening would be my least favorite thing of all, but I'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Yeah. I'd still just open up the app and like scroll what my
Look at
phone
it.
had remembered.
Yeah, done.
Oh, I
Damn
remember
it.
this picture. This is funny.
Yeah.
Shit, I unliked it.
But I don't know. I think maybe some creative things will come out of this because I think about the time before all this came to be, right? The time
Olden
before
time.
computers and TV and radio and
Yeah.
whatever they used to entertain themselves with in 1805, stuff like that, right? Back in a time, an ancient time, where they looked to the heavens and they were very spiritual and lightweight, supernatural in a sense.
Yeah.
I think that we have so far disconnected from our subconscious and our spiritual side that I think we can unlock a lot. We could
Yeah.
answer a lot of questions that we
Get that
have.
mind's eye going.
Yeah, but it would take solitude to find our ancient self, the one that isn't shut down by capitalism.
Yeah.
Dude. All the shamans don't go out into the woods with a big group of people
Yeah.
and come back enlightened. How's this guy know everything? Oh, he went out with his crew.
His crew,
With his buddies.
DMT crew.
Hey, buddies.
Oh, you brought your crew.
No, it's like, fuck you, society. I'm going to go learn something.
Yeah.
I'll bring it back.
Because I'm a firm believer of that all life's answers are within you. Like that's something that was instilled with you. I am the great I am. It's inside of you. Quit looking outward and quit filling up your mind with this useless
It's
bullshit.
got to be in
There's
this. I know
always
it
money
is.
in the banana stand.
Yes,
So many
that's
people
right.
are unhappy with everything, man. But I'm interested to see where it goes. I want to see where people go with this because it could go bad or good. I mean, there's no in between. It's going to be really good or really bad.
I mean, it will be kind of cool, like with people dying off,
Yeah.
and we'll have fewer people.
No.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Maybe the
But there is, I guess, that negative where people are just shacked up. So,
Yeah.
well, let's make a bunch of babies.
Oh,
There's nothing else to
shit.
do.
It's going to be the second round of the baby
Oh my
boomers.
God. What if they make more people than die?
Oh, God.
Well, then,
Blow my brains out.
I'm so unhappy thinking about this.
There's going to be
Why would
more
you?
people on Facebook taking those.
Why would you ever say that?
I
My
think,
brain never once thought of that, and now I'm so upset.
yeah,
I hate
me
you.
too. I didn't think of it until now.
I hate you.
I'm upset.
That
I won't make one.
I was watching
you.
a video. I don't know if I've ever put impact theory in the comments, but I'm going to leave a link. Impact theory is a hell of a show on YouTube. Check it out if you get a chance. But I was watching this one, and the guy was like, his whole philosophy was pretty simple, but it was ignore and accept the things you can't change, right? Yeah. So you ever been in traffic and you're so pissed off, you want to get to work and you've got these things to do, but you're in traffic. What can you do about it? Nothing. Yeah. So you just accept it and enjoy the ride, right? You accept that hey, you're going to be late and everything's going to be ruined and all that, and just enjoy the ride. Same with the Stoics. Like you wake up in the morning and you live in that natural state of everything's falling apart and I can't do anything about it, right?
Yeah.
And then you have this sense of peace that comes over you and like, oh, okay, well then just enjoy enjoyment. Like, and you don't have to do anything. Like the world's crashing down.
Yeah.
Put a smile on, right? Because you ignore it, you accept it, and then you move on.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what the whole philosophy was. But I mean, dude came back from all his organs failing from cancer. That was this hugely like rare form of cancer that was killing him. He died 5 times or something crazy.
God.
But it was his sense. It was like he was like, I can't change these things, so I have to enjoy it, and it bode well for him. But I thought that was cool, like especially in a time like this, to ignore and accept. Or like when I'm at work and I can't get something where I'm that type of guy that I'll go and go and go until it's fixed, and I can't see anything else. But I need this to be fixed. I could go broke. I don't want. I want it to be fixed, but
It's no charge.
yeah,
Just spend all my money on
I'll
it.
let it ruin a day, 2 days, 3 days of my life, and learning to ignore and accept is it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of people's
Indeed.
acceptance game needs some work, for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, mine. I still have a hell of a lot of work to do, but you know, it's one thing at a time, I guess. This is the biggest one. You know, is getting used to everybody being this way, and the world's like going crazy. Well,
Yeah.
gotta accept it, right?
In my head, I'm like, what? Yeah, everybody should just learn it, you know, do the self thing and accept. But it's taken me years.
yeah,
It's not easy.
that's the
For
only
a lot
reason.
of people, it's not.
The only reason that that's what we were talking about. The only reason the system worked in the first place is because we have trust and faith that it is a system, that we can depend on it, that it's reliable, and that we're the best America, right? And in reality, it's so fragile and it can be toppled over with something as small as this. And people don't realize that until it's too late. Like, it's getting to be too late. Like, just like the Great Depression and stuff. All they did after the Great Depression, after the recession, is they built that like they faked it until they made it. They were just trusting this system. That other system didn't work. We're going to build one just like it. We need you to trust in it, though, and believe it's going to work. And then sure enough, what did we do? We went back to the factory lines. We went back to working and popping out babies and paying taxes and putting money in 401ks. What for? What was it good for? You know what I mean? When you turn around, nothing's going to be left.
Absolutely nothing.
You're going to turn around and nothing's left of anything that you've saved up, especially if what you saved up was a fictitious thing.
Yeah.
It was something that they made. Remember that Always Sunny in Philadelphia where they make patty bucks?
Yes.
And they distribute them and they let them pay with that and then they run out of product eventually.
I love Patty Bucks. It is
Patty
the
Bucks.
best episode. It
That's
is
what a
so
dollar
funny.
is. That's exactly what our dollar is. It's Patty Bucks. You're paying for stuff that is consumerism, and they've built this system and made this look enjoyable, look enticing, right? You want this. You want to be a part of this, and sure enough. Anyways, China's passing a law where they can't eat wild animals anymore. They can't trap and keep and eat wild animals.
Great. You see how well it's worked for murder.
Right. Definitely. There's no murder anywhere in the world.
But that stuff, it's irritating. Because, it's like, well, we need to fix this. Let's outlaw it. But it doesn't work ever.
No.
So why outlaw it? But then if we don't outlaw it, then it's like accepting it. So I guess it's just our own personal thing. Like, I can sleep at night if it's illegal.
Maybe. Well, I don't know. I think the law, yes, it doesn't fix like 100%, but there are certainly a lot of people who, if you say that's illegal, they don't do something because they don't want to do something illegal.
That's true. Because I'm deterred from it.
Yeah.
If it was legal.
Yeah. I feel like laws, it's definitely more of a deterrent than anything. Yeah. But hopefully it'll cut down on some of it. I mean, eating bats and weird. I can't think of anything weirder than a bat. Monkeys. I mean, what are you doing?
But what happens when you can't pay the corrections officers and you can't pay the people who are employed to keep those people in a cell, and they can't enforce those laws because they can't pay the officers on the street, right? What happens then?
Well, that's
you can't
what we
pass
call
laws.
anarchy.
Yeah, that's when they get unleashed. And
No, do it like the Amish do, and they have their own sense of law enforcement, and they do their own
They're still
deal.
like cops, though, essentially. I mean,
But they work
in a
for the
sense.
community.
Plus, they answer to a higher authority anyway. So
Who's the Amish god?
God.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Okay. God and Jesus. They believe in the same thing. Only they take it to an extreme. But the Amish are straight. Like, they're laughing at everybody else. They're like, we've been doing this for
we're
centuries.
fine.
We're good.
You guys want a little more milk and butter?
You bitch asses. They were like, we make our own toilet paper. We don't need you.
We've been using trees for years.
I would love to learn how to make my own toilet paper.
I
Ooh,
bet
I
it's
just
easy.
remembered that we have tissue paper, too. If it came down to it.
awesome.
Double up on that.
Well, I don't even have that much, but, it would at least work for 1p. I mean,
One pee. That's a good thing. Yeah, because I was definitely thinking like a massive shit.
well, it would work for maybe a quarter of that. Unless it's clean and then you don't even have to worry about it.
I could just tap mine on the rim of the bowl and it's fine.
That's it baffles me how, like, all the shows we watch, generally they're all the same, right? We watch SVU, that's the same as NYPD Blue, that's the same as every other
They're
cop
not the
show. They
same.
are the same.
They're not the same.
They are so the
In
same.
the sense that they're procedural.
Yeah, the way they do it, and then all the doctor shows are the same.
It's like all sitcoms are the same.
Pretty
in the
much.
sense that there's a setup and a punchline.
Yeah.
Okay,
But It's
in
Always
terms of
Sunny
structure,
is way different.
definitely.
Structure.
Everybody loves Raymond.
Kind
Right.
of, though. But what I'm saying is, it's funny that you don't really notice what is taking your attention, right? So we watch those things over and over again. No, I mean, all those shows, you can tell like what the end of the show is going to be. Like you already know it before, you know what I mean? Before the end
With
of it.
NYPD Blue, I don't feel that way.
No.
Not always.
I do. I like going back and watch 90s. I feel like their dialogue was better. They tried harder to make a good show. To where now they're just like, hey, we have this formula and we're going for
new.
it. Yeah.
It's
Now
like
they're
with
just
Green Day and Blink being cool, and then you get all the pop punk
All
bands
of
that just
them.
follow the formula.
Yeah.
But that's I think that's what we've done. We're like, all this stuff works. Look at the movies that they're producing. Same thing. They're like, all this works. Just do this over and over again. And then when we're done with that, we're gonna go back and remake the ones that we've already made.
Yes.
So
And
keep
say,
'em
you know
coming.
how I know NYPD Blue is different than the others? You like it.
Ooh.
You actually want to watch it.
Get you some.
I will say though, from episode to episode, it's generally the same structure and setup, but I watch it to just keep myself entertained, like my brain entertained without trying to do something. But that's a fault of mine. Like I know that I'm doing something to be, just waste time, but I just keep doing it. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna. What else am I gonna do? So,
Yeah.
Unless I got a job to go to, I guess.
Jobs are helpful.
Which has been going good, man. The company has been going good. We're moving
Did I
smoothly.
ask this guy anything?
Nope. I just figured I'd point
That's
it out.
good, though.
Yes.
I think I want to point it out for the
I heard
people who are like wanting to do their own thing, but they're scared and they don't know what to do. Like I think that people should do it. I think we were scared in the beginning, man.
March
was,
has been a very fruitful
It's
month.
been full of madness.
Yeah.
There's a steakhouse that like got voted, I don't know, like top steak or whatever. Maybe it was like top 2, top 3, whatever. But it's a top steak in Louisville. It's like steak
One
and
of 'em.
bourbon or some shit. And they're like, yeah, we're closing down pretty much indefinitely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just
So I'm-
because.
Yeah, because of this crap. People aren't going out to eat as much. So, when you get that shit, you got to think about your costs of running things. And
Yeah.
if you want to give a certain experience, then you have to be staffed to a certain degree. What the hell? Was that a fart or a motorcycle?
It was a fart. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But it sucks because that's a lot of places, I mean, I imagine are closing indefinitely because if you don't know, in 2 weeks or 6 months, are you going to be open again? Why would you
Yeah.
ever be open? Because you don't know. I would go out to eat, but I didn't think that restaurants were open and stuff other than like drive-through and pickup and things like
Yeah.
that. Or carry out, I guess I should say.
Yeah. I do enjoy the idea of all the carry out stuff. I mean,
I do too.
it's helpful. I would rather.
Jeez.
I hope that's the camera that's rolling.
Yeah, it definitely is. That's the main one. That's number one.
All right, so,
Rolling and
I want to talk to
smoking
you guys about an article that I read.
Ooh.
Yeah, hit us with it.
All right. So no. Well, I feel like you're not going to be as excited about it as you think you're going to be. But Fiona Apple used to date Paul Thomas Anderson, who I will now refer to as PTA. And then I want to talk about Amy Sherman Palladino and why she rips on him. But she said that both of them helped her get off of cocaine because of an excruciating night with them. And she went into detail because like they were, PTA and Tarantino were both just all coked up in like one of their personal theaters, and she was along for the ride, but she was just getting vodka drunk, I think. And she was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And it put her on track, and then it just made me think, I want to do coke with PTA and Tarantino. How
yeah.
could this be a bad thing?
That way you can get your life in order.
Well, that's what I want.
That's
But
awesome.
then on the week or the year in the life or whatever, Gilmore Girls, where they have like the 30-somethings, and it's all like the 30-somethings love everything that Paul Thomas Anderson does. And they're like, we do, So like, it just seems strange that like Palladino loves Lynch so much,
Yeah.
but went out of her way to crap on PTA.
Yeah.
So what the hell is that about?
It's just like a name drop is what that is.
Yeah.
I can see that. Because I guess it did get me riled. Here I am a few years later talking about
Still
it.
talking about it. I had the thought the other day that that she liked Lynch because of Kirk's movie that he makes, his short
Yeah.
film, is very lynchy.
Yes. 'Cause,
Lynchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it's before he screened Eraserhead,
Yeah.
which is a Lynch movie. But there was also, I think, in A Year in the Life, which is essentially the return to Gilmore
It
Girls.
was
Oh, yeah.
definitely the
But,
return.
Yeah, Rory's looking at the menus and like they're laminated now or some shit. And she's like, dead, wrapped in plastic. And that's from Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Like the first episode.
We looked up Gilmore Girl, or I did, and it's based off of 3 different places in Connecticut. One was something Depot, Washington Depot. The other was New
I got
something,
you. Hold on.
and West something.
We got New Milford, Washington Depot, and West Hartford.
Yeah. So we were thinking about like taking a trip up because it's like 13 hours away pretty much. Taking a trip up and just visiting each one. And they look, I mean, they look homey and
The one, like the town square, is the town square. It's got the
Yeah, dude,
gazebo.
everything.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
the whole everything,
Oh.
dude. It's spot
Oh,
on.
God, I want to go.
Yeah.
I want to live there.
Yeah.
That's where I'm moving.
That's what
That's I told her that you would definitely we would all 3 have to go.
Hell yeah.
I told him watching the show makes me want to live in a town like that. It's
Oh,
just, like
yeah.
with all the activities and all that stuff, it would be great. You can walk everywhere,
Yeah.
but it's
You
not
know
a big
everybody.
city. I love it.
Everybody
read-
takes care of each other.
I saw where like I don't know, there were 2 shows. One of them was like Pretty Little Liars. And the other, I don't remember what the fuck the other one was, but they used the same sets as
Yeah.
Gilmore Girls, and that kind of messed me up.
I knew Pretty Little Liars did, but I don't know what the other one is.
Oh, did you notice it one time, or did you just?
No,
Okay.
I maybe read it or I heard it somewhere.
I mean, it doesn't seem like the kind of show that you would watch, but you never
Yeah,
know.
I've never
Every
watched
now and
it.
then, like Bones and How I Met Your Mother, they use the same sets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. You can see the same buildings, but they name it something, or they change the floral design in the front or some shit.
Yeah.
There was always
It's awesome.
there's a house in Criminal Minds. It's Hodgins' house that he grew up in. I always thought it was another. It might be Gilmore Girls. It kind of looks similar to one of the houses there. It's gigantic. It would definitely be one of the rich houses.
Hell yeah.
Maybe that's not what it is though. But you know, for the sake of story, I'm not just gonna be like, it looks like another house, but I don't know. And leave it.
I like stories like that.
Well, it's all my stories. Adam does not like them.
Jamie always appreciated stories like that.
That's why Jamie was my buddy.
Yeah. If I tell him a story, there would be no real payoff at the
Nothing.
end. He'd love it.
It's great.
Sometimes Sarah get to going on a story and then it like trails off to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like slowly though. Like it's not like fast and then haha, got you, no punchline. It's like slow, and she even slows her speech down and she's like whatever, and then what?
You
And it's
gotta
like, what?
properly translate the moment.
Yeah. So sometimes like I catch her beforehand and I'll just like cut it off. I'm like, yeah, but what about? And then 'cause I know
Jump
it's
to the
coming.
end. There is no end.
There is none.
Nope.
You got me.
There are times though that I just can't remember like this one key part
Oh, and
that's
it
so
kills her, dude.
important, and it just pisses me off. So like I don't even want to finish talking about this.
Not
It's just-
only that though, there's sometimes, dude, where she'll be like trying to figure it out, but then that's the rest of the time telling the story is trying to figure out the one detail.
It's only the rest of the time because you won't allow me to figure it out. You
Your
won't
dad-
help me.
Your dad does that too. He'll get stuck on one detail, and
Mm-hmm.
then it's like you get it from it. You are like built like your
Same.
dad and a lot like your dad.
Especially since Dad's getting older, I'm not gonna say his mind's going, but he certainly
no.
has a bit more issues finding words.
Yeah.
And
The
I've
last
just
little detail.
destroyed my brain so much that now I have issues finding words, just like
Yeah.
oxytocin. I couldn't think of it,
It
which
blows.
is stupid.
It blows me away because I guarantee when you were a kid, you had a lot of traits of your people, and I'm sure I have a lot of traits of mine, and I have a laugh of my uncle, and the stomach of my mom, and blah blah blah. But it's insane when you look back and you're like, holy shit! Like the genetics are there, like the code is there.
Yeah.
And it's between even when you look at the grandparents or great grandparent. You're like, the code is there.
Yeah.
It just it gets altered just a little bit each time. Like
bit.
it made a female Tom.
Yeah.
And I would say a male Tom / Angie. The eyes with Angie and
Hate all that shit.
and you get what I'm saying though. It's just fun to watch that code. That's another reason why I would like to be in somebody else's body, looking back at myself, and just to see exactly what came from who,
Yeah.
and then punch them in the mouth. Punch them in the mouth.
Fucking mouth.
Freaking mouth.
Yeah.
Fudging mouth.
No. You already said it. Write it down.
No. No.
No, he didn't say it.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, shit. No, he didn't say it.
I'm getting better.
I
at
thought
it.
when you said it, he said it.
Oh,
Right in the
no.
fucking mouth. He's like, right in the fucking mouth.
It
Fudging
was-
mouth.
Fudging.
Fudging. Well, he kind of, I guess.
I think I said fugging.
Fucking, yeah, it was like left the middle out.
Yeah.
His entrails were out.
It's hard to change the way like you approach speech, and then like when I'm with
Yes.
customer, and now not only do I have to handle the customer like face to face, I'm doing the job, I'm out of here. But if they call and there's something wrong, like I have to be HR, like I have to handle this problem and figure
Yeah.
out like how we're gonna fix it. And it's hard for me not to, cuss up a storm and be like, oh shit, damn it, F this job and F you and all that. I gotta play nice guy, that's weird. But I try not
That's
to
okay.
do too
Why
hard.
don't you just be a nice guy?
Yeah, I
Be
try to
fine.
be the best nice guy.
Tear
The
yourself
best
an
nice-
asshole.
Man, that food's smelling good. I think we're about to end the episode
Whatever,
though,
man.
for sure.
That's
Are we
cool.
ending that episode? Oh, I want to tell you all there
Uh-oh.
were the 3 white giraffes that were in this like sanctuary in Kenya, and 2 of them were killed by poachers. So there's only one left.
What?
White giraffes. There was
For
a
what reason? What did giraffes?
they
have?
call them a trophy kill is what they call it.
That kills me out. Dude.
It makes me so mad.
Kills
They're
me out.
Kills me out.
all the way pressed out, man.
Pressed.
Leucism, like a butterfly. Leucism is a pigmentation inhibiting genetic condition. So it's
So
not,
now there's one.
there's one.
So there can't be another
Well,
because it doesn't have a mate.
that's just in that one sanctuary. There's one other sanctuary where they are known to live as well, but they don't know how many are there. So there could be just one. They could have all died, and there's just this one.
So how's it a trophy kill? So they kill it. They definitely didn't drag it back nowhere. They probably just killed it and left it in a field. You can't
They
count
found
that.
its skeletal remains there.
You
That's-
can't count
yeah.
that, you piece of shit.
Oh, it's terrible.
asshole.
I just don't understand. Why would you do that?
It doesn't make no. You can't wrap
You didn't
your head
even
around
take it with you.
Right.
Of course they can't drag it somewhere. They're 18 feet tall.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't count that as
Literally.
trophy. You're just a bitch that has nothing better to do than disrupt the animal kingdom. I hope you die and burn in hell.
It makes me wonder because based off the remains that they found, it had been about 4 months since it had been killed when they found it because they hadn't seen it for a while. Any of them for a while. They still, so there was a mother and then 2 sons, and the mother and one of the sons is dead. The other son, they haven't seen in quite some time, so they don't actually know if he's still alive or not. But I mean, animals react to their family being killed. So if he knows, he could be dead just from being pressed out.
I hope they find them and butt rape them with a pineapple for the rest of their life on Earth. I hope they suffer a terrible, terrible
I
death.
think we should kill them and put their head on the wall.
Yep.
I think
Stuff and put
Ricky
it on the wall.
Gervais and Morrissey should lead like a vigilant group against that shit.
Yeah.
Vigilante group against that kind of shit.
Ranty.
For sure. I agree. It's the only way that Morrissey would ever fit into my life in a positive manner.
Shoot.
But leucism I thought was neat because they weren't considered albino giraffes because their eyes are still quote unquote normal and their soft tissue they said is normal. So they're not albino, but it's just that their pigmentation is gone. They can even have a little bit of pattern underneath, but they're just white.
Nice.
Yeah, super duper rare.
If it
And
ain't white, it ain't right. I'm just joking.
in regards to giraffes.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, that
Sorry
was,
to end it on a sad note,
No.
but I just really wanted to tell you all that.
We're putting up a $10 reward for whoever finds those roaches.
That's right. If you
yeah.
bring me
10
their head, I'll give you 20.
10 whole dollars.
10
10
whole
whole dollars.
I got 5.
No, man, that was
Ooh,
another
15.
episode. That was episode 51. We passed the milestone of 50. This is 51. This is the start of the next milestone.
Yeah, you know
So
what?
I hope you get to join in and watch it.
Next week would be 1 full year. The 52nd
Oh,
week.
shit.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, I
Man.
guess technically, though, he and I did the first 3 without
We
you,
can't
so
count
we
it,
should
though.
go to 55. And
You
that would
totally
be a year.
count those. You guys are the...
We started this
We're not
game.
anything. We'll go to 55. Will be 1 year.
Cool,
You
man.
clearly started it without me because I'm worthless and you're worthful.
Worthful. Yeah, man, that was another episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, share, like, comment, do
Damn.
whatever. Check us out somewhere. Yeah, but other than that, thank you for listening. That was another episode of Wildly
Scat,
Chimichanga, bitch.
Wildly Uninteresting
Skitty,
podcast.
scat.